What's going on, everyone? Today we are talking about productivity, and if you're anything like me, you know how frustrating it is to really not be getting that much done in your day, especially when you have deadlines coming up and there are distractions all around you. But you also know how good it feels when you hit that productive flow and you're able to get a lot done. So today we're going to talk about my 3 productivity tips, how I get a lot of stuff done in my day and how you can too. All right, you guys, so my name is Jonathan. I run a company called Common Sense Events. I also started a small media company called Amen Media Group. I'm writing a book. I run a podcast. I'm a dad of 4 kids, a husband. There's all sorts of different things that I'm doing. And on any given day, when I'm trying to sit down and work, there are a lot of distractions, right? Good distractions, bad distractions. There are things that are constantly being thrown my way. And if I don't make a commitment to being productive, to being focused on what I'm trying to get done in any given moment, I'll constantly be distracted and I'll never accomplish anything. So I wanted to share some of these tips because I know so many of you are out there finishing up your college degree, you're finishing up your school year, you're finishing up a project for work, you're trying to work on a book or a course or whatever it is, right? And you have that frustration of not being productive and not hitting your flow. So I wanted to share a couple things that have helped me over the last few months. Now, going on to step number 1 for me, and this is kind of a weird one, but it is self-awareness. Now, what do I mean by that? That definitely doesn't sound like your typical productivity hack. Self-awareness plays a huge role, I believe, in your ability to be productive because you're able to understand yourself and where you operate in the best possible place, right? Now, this is not just physically, this is mentally, right? This is everything. This is, do you work well with music on? Do you work well in a quiet environment? Do you work well outside the house or inside the house? Do you not mind being around people or is it distracting to you? Different people are wired different ways, and it's so important to know yourself and have that self-awareness to understand your triggers. Hungry, are you tired? Are you happy? What things are on your mind that are causing you to be distracted and causing you to not hit that flow? It's very, very hard to kind of enter that flow state where you're really, really accomplishing a lot. If you've got a bunch of stuff on your brain and you're not aware of it, you're not able to address it mentally or physically, right? If you need to go eat some food or take a quick nap, it's just so much harder to get to the other side of that productivity, spectrum, I would say, without having a high level of self-awareness and understanding where you're at personally, what things trigger you, what things don't, and how to set yourself up in the best possible way for success and productivity in whatever you're working on. The other thing to think about with this is the type of work you're doing. So you got to understand yourself and know, you might be able to do, you might be able to write a paper around other people or with headphones on, but when you're working on something for work, you have to have total silence and you can't be around other people. Or, maybe it's something for school, or maybe you're writing a book, or maybe you're filming a podcast, or whatever it is. You kind of have to know yourself enough to know, where I need to do certain bits of work to hit that stride and enter that flow state. Number 2 is stop before you slow down. Stop before you slow down is super, super important because when you enter that flow state, you're so productive. That confidence that you get from accomplishing the different things that you're accomplishing feels really, really, really good. And for me, I like to stop before that feeling wears off because once it wears off, I start feeling tired. I start feeling, upset that I'm not, as productive as I was at the beginning of my workflow. And so I like to, again, stop before I start to slow down. Let's say I'm working for an hour chunk and I notice at kind of the 45-minute mark that I'm starting to slow down. Instead of pushing myself further, which almost sounds like the thing that you're supposed to do, right? Like push through that feeling. Instead of that, I'll take a moment, I'll kind of know, okay, like I'm starting to slow down here, and I'll just take a break right then because I want to keep the momentum. I think momentum is so important, and if you feel like you're accomplishing a lot, you're able to keep up the momentum, keep up that energy, keep up that pace, and keep yourself in that flow state of accomplishment. But if you wait till you're completely exhausted, you're upset, you're tired, you're hungry, then you're not able as well to get back on track. You're gonna have to basically completely start yourself up again. You're starting yourself with a cold engine, basically. If you guys have ever started a car, an older car, right, and it has a cold engine, it'll sputter a little bit and then maybe it'll kick on, right? What I'm talking about is starting yourself with a warm engine. So make sure you stop before you slow down. if you can do that, if you can go, you start to feel yourself slow down, you go, you grab some food, grab some water, move around a little bit, whatever it happens to be. Then when you come back, you can click back in to that productivity mode, to that flow mode, because you were making such great progress. Of course, make sure you save your work and leave yourself some notes if you had a train of thought that was happening then. But that, again, stop before you slow down. The second tip has been super, super helpful to me. Number 3 is chunking up your work. Now, there are several different ways to do this. You can either, slice up your work, let's say, steps 1 through 10, and do that prior to starting a project, or you can do the hole punch method, which is kind of take the project as a whole and pick out, the pieces that you want to do first, second, and third. Both of those methods work, but for me, I like to take it a step further, and that is really do the easiest thing first. Again, being productive and getting into that flow state has everything to do with momentum, like I mentioned before. And so we want to make sure that we can be as productive as possible. And to do that, I like to do the easiest thing first. It makes me have a feeling of accomplishment. You guys may have seen the video of the, believe it was a Navy admiral who gave that commencement address. It said, get up in the morning and make your bed first. And the point there was that you feel this sense of accomplishment that kind of pushes you to keep completing things throughout the day. And I think that's so powerful, and that's applicable in business, that's applicable in school, and in life, even for parenting or whatever it is. And so if you want to be, productive, if you want to get into that flow state, find the things, whether you're breaking it up into 10 different pieces or whether you're taking it as a whole picture and you're picking out piecemeal items that you need to accomplish. Find the things that you can get done quickest and do them first. Knock them out of the way and start yourself into that flow. Start that momentum earlier, and before you know it, you're gonna have 6, 7, 8 things done. You're gonna feel really, really good about the progress you've made, and then you can keep going. Then you're gonna be your own motivation, right? You're gonna be fueling yourself. And that place is an amazing place. Not only does it feel good, but it produces incredible, incredible results. And then remember, stop before you slow down, right? So anyway, guys, wrapping this video up, I would love to hear what things work for you, productivity hacks you have, little things you do, whether it's from a physical standpoint, like, shaking, the stress out, or drinking a little bit of water, or having a snack, or, whatever productivity hacks you guys are using. I'd absolutely love to hear those. So hit me up in the comments below. I'm also on social media, right? LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. I try to be as all over the place as I can be, but please connect with me on there. Say hi. I'd love to talk to you and hear what you're doing to be more productive. I will see you guys in the next video.